Good morning, students. 7.5. A new story. The name of the story is An Astrologer's Way. The story, which was written by R.K. Narayan. The full name of R.K. Narayan is Rashipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayan Swami. When we listen to him, we completely know that he belongs from the south, because as usual we know that the name of the southern are usually big. So it is a very big time that our name is Rashipuram K. Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayan Swami, commonly known as the R.K. Narayan. He was an Indian writer. It is a proud for us that he is actually there is very less Indian writer who wrote in English. So basically he is one of them. So it is a proud for us that he is an Indian writer. He was an Indian writer known for his work set in the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. Malgudi tram must be listened by you, must be seen by you. He was born in 9th October 1906. Rashipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayan Swami. He was an Indian writer who was born in 10th October 1906 in Madras, and who was died in 13th May 2001 in Chennai. He also got many awards like Filmfare Award for the best story, Padma Bhushan, and also Padma Vibhushan. He wrote fictional, mythology, and non-fictional way. His famous works, Swami and His Friend, and The Bachelor of Arts. The story, An Astrologer's Day, which was published in 1947. It was an early literature. It means it was written in early literature kind. Actually, you know or don't know, I don't know. But there is a kind of literature between before the 19th century. Whatever written, it is known as the early literature, because in this kind of literature, the old English is used. That's why it is known as the early literature. After 19th century, whatever written, it is known as the new English. That's why it is known as the new literature. It is called also the modern literature. Actually, at that time, the languages are different from the Arabian, Indian, Indo-England, Dravidian language. There are four Dravidian languages, you know that, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and Malayalam. The Sanskrit is the language of all the Sanskrit is the mother of all the languages, and that's why the German, Italian, and American English are mixed up, and after whatever written, it is known as the Indo-English. It means there is a mixture of every English, it is called Indo-English. And after 19th century, whatever written, it is known as the Indo-English. This story, it means the Astrologer's Day, it was written of the name of the village is not given here. Actually, I told you a story in short. It is a story about two persons. There is the man, a person who is astrologer, and the second person who come to him for his prediction, to know about his future. The known other person is an astrologer, and the other person who come to know about his prediction, his name is Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak. The main character is an astrologer, and whenever we assume about the astrologer, which kind of things come into our mind? An astrologer, it means his beard is big, his hair is big, he has a mirror, and of course he has a bag and a big book in which he shows the prediction, show the stars, show the planets, and tell us about the future, tell us about the predicament. It is like a completely explanation about the astrologer. There is an astrologer in this city. Actually, he is an astrologer or not, it is a big question for all of us. Because in actual, he is not an astrologer. He just started his shop for earning money, to run his family, to take a bread to his house, nothing else. He don't know anything about the future, but we know one thing about the psychology. And psychology says that when you praise someone, it is good for him. If I praise about you are a very good student, you are not doing some, you are a very kind student, you listen to me very carefully, you are a very good student. That kind of praises if I do, you listen to me like that. But if I said that you are a good in this class, I have never seen that kind of class in my whole life, and you may go sometimes. So, it is a psychology that every person wants praise. And this astrologer, in this town, it is an unknown town. But in this astrologer, told about whoever come to him, give them praise, tell them praise, say that you are a very good person, but nobody praises you, nobody assumes you as a good person. You are a very weak by your heart, but you are very strong by your work. That kind of praises the astrologer work. And the person who come to him relax at that time, feeling good at that time. And he sees that, he shows that he is a very good astrologer. Because in everyone's life, every person understands that we are struggling. Nobody can struggle like us. Nobody can work like us. So, basically a person wants to know, wants to listen, wants to praise about himself. So, the astrologer of this town doing the same thing. Actually, he opened a shop in the town, village, it is a village. He opened a shop in the village. That in his shop there is no electricity also. Though he run his shop to borrow the electricity from the neighboring shops and run his shop. One day, when he almost want to close his shop and want to go at his home, at that time, he saw a person. It was a very dark, and I told you that there is no electricity in his shop. He saw a person, and the astrologers want to know about him. He said to the person that I want to tell you your prediction. I want to tell you about your future. At that time, the person opposed him, refused him. Very rare person are like that who want to refuse to know about his future. Actually, whenever anyone whom you want to trust on, anyone tell you that I know about the prediction, I can see your lines of the palm, then you say, please see it. What is that in my future? But this person refused that. No, I don't want to know about my future. I don't have interest to know about my future. Please go away from here. time, the astrologer said that, no, I want to tell you about your future. I am a very good astrologer and I can tell everything. Sure. After they discussing, they bet on that. They bet that I want to tell you your future, and it is if it is right. The astrologer said that I tell you about your future, and if I told the future, if your future is right, your past is right, then give me money that I want. The person says, okay, tell me. At that time, the person lit up the cigar. It means cigarette. At that time, the light come on his mouth. And the astrologer saw his face, and he was very afraid that first of all he cannot control himself there to show his face because it was a very dangerous face. There is a big beard and eyes are coming out, very big body, and the person is like a very weird person, very harmful person. At that time, the astrologer said that no, now I don't want to predicate about yourself. Now I don't want to tell your future of yours. Please go ahead. At that time, the person said that no, I will not go away from here. I want to tell you about your future. I want to tell everything. I want to know about my future, and with that, I will give you money. Tell me about my life. At that time, astrologer said that before many years, somebody attempted to kill you. And at that time, anyhow you said, and now you are searching for that person. The person was very amazed that how you know that? It was reality. Really, you are a very good astrologer. At that time, the person also asked that, please tell me about the person where I can find him. I want to kill him because he want to attempt a murder on me. He want to attempt to kill me. That's why I want to kill him. Please let me know that from where I can find that person. At that time, astrologer said that you cannot find that person because the person has already died. And it was a very dangerous death of him because he was dead accidentally. At that time, the person get relieved that harsh. The person died very dreadfully. It is not like a normal death, but he was dead very dreadfully, and it was enough for me. At that time, the astrologer went his home, give money to his wife that I want that money today. And when he come to bed to sleep, at that time, he recalled all the day's memory, and he recalled that the person not give me money that I want. Actually, he was not thinking positively that the person who want to murder, who attempt a murder on him, he was none other than the astrologer himself. He ran away from that, he escaped from that, and he settled down in an unknown city, unknown village. He increased his beard, his hair, and completely his business also. But he was not thankful that he was saved at that time. But he was thinking that the person not giving him money. So basically, it is a satire, a humorous on a person that a person can never be satisfied with anything. It is also a story about that. Let's see the story in detail. Who was born in 1906 and who was dead in 2001. It means recently. As a young boy, actually there is an incident about R.K. Narayan school. As you know that Thomas Alva Edison, Swami Vivekananda, and many more ideal person who never want to go in history. They just lived at home and studied there. So, R.K. Narayan was also not interested to take the formal education. He never interested in go to school and study there. And that's why his family members are very worried about him. They are very worried that why he not interested to go to school. today, in the school, we are learning his chapters. It is a very irony that R.K. enjoyed in his whole life. As a young boy, R.K. had absolutely no use for school. He believed that there is no use of school. Going to school seemed to be a never-ending nuisance each day. He once wrote, Narayan much preferred spending time with his pet monkey. Actually, there in his house there is a two pet. One is monkey and one is peacock. He whole day fun with them, to play with them. Who liked to hang by its tail from the roof, and a pet monkey a pet peacock who ate the family watching despite his evasion to school. Narayan's family placed a high value on education. But Narayan never changed his opinion that school was too serious for him. Today, Narayan's stories regularly assigned to students in every class. There was a story of R.K. Narayan must be in the syllabus. Around the whole world, not only in India but the whole world. Swami and his friends. It is the story in the Oxford University syllabus also. Considering his enthusiasm view for the formal education, Narayan might have enjoyed this idea. Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Narayan was born in Madras, India, and brought up by his grandmother. After graduating from the college, he turned to fiction writing as a career. He chose to write in English, a language that was found of new value. English is a very adaptable language. He thought that English is a very adaptable language, and that's why I started my work to write in English language. And so transmitting it can take to a time and country. Narayan did not find immediate success as a writer, and once said that writing was all frustration and struggle for more than 15 years. All the frustration which was going in his mind, he just write, and this struggle going on 15 years. His first novel, Swami and His Friend, was finally published in 1935. After struggling 15 years, his first novel was published in 1935, and the novel name is Swami and His Friends. And I told you that in every syllabus the story must be there. With the help of British writer Graham Greene, Narayan went on to publish numerous other works. Narayan is probably best known as the creator of Malgudi Train, a serial also published in his story, a Malgudi Train. Fictional Southern Indian village that has been called semi-electric and at the same time true life of the world. It is the setting for almost all the Narayan's novel and the short stories, including an astrologer story. Of his invented village, Narayan remarked, Malgudi was an earth-shaking discovery for me, because I had no mind for facts and things like that, which would be necessary in writing about any real place. Narayan's story about Malgudi are often comic consideration of individuals trying to find peace and turbulence of the world. Critic Judith Freeman writes that Narayan takes from Western rendered into mind the very heart of an Indian village. The foreigners of the setting, rituals, traditions, many things of Eastern. But underlying the unity of R.K. Narayan's dramas can't fail to Means in his writing, he tried to manage his rituals, our cultures, and the traditions. He followed that in his every writing. In our opinion, we can feel that the future is decided by the choice of one man. Nobody can decide his future himself. We can just plan that. We cannot decide that. Now we tell them, ma'am, we already decided our future. We want to be a CA, we want to be a dad. But it is just a plan. It was not decided. If is it possible or not, we cannot try that. So, basically our decision, our life dedication is dependent on luck, fact, coincidence. Many times you felt that coincidence occur in your life. You are not assume that kind of incidents maybe happen in your life. But suddenly this incident happened and we called them coincidence. Whether they are good or whether they are bad. But the coincidence happened. You have to believe on that. Believe on coincidence. Free write for a few minutes about an event, a coincidence or choice. You made that change the course of your life. Astrology is a form of fortune telling. In our Vedas, in our Purana, astrology is also included in that. But it was the true astrology. It is not astrology like in our days that the applications, softwares, when astrologers they are not telling us the true astrology. Of course, the stars, the planets are affected on us, but they are not affected on our karma. If our karma is blessed, no planets, no stars affected on our life. Including this of ancient Rome, Greece, India and China. Some astrologers claim the ability of foretelling an individual's future by drawing and studying a chart called horoscope. If somebody asks you that which sign of your earth, then you call them the Aries, Capricorn, the Heart, that. And on the sun, the predictor or the astrologers give the information about your horoscope. It means the future. Horoscopes show the configure of the planet and the stars at the moment of an individual birth. Set purpose of reading matters of life and death. As you read, an astrologer then ask yourself, what is revealed when a man asks about his future? What is revealed? That kind of incidents will be happening in your life. And normally all the incidents are same. Nobody can understand you, nobody can praise you, nobody that. Nothing else. Because men actually remind in your mind that a man can never be satisfied. If he has already he dreamed about the BMW. If he has a BMW, he dreamed about the number 8. So, when you went to a astrologer, he told about the normal things that happen in your life that you are not satisfied, you have to be like that, but your stars are not accompanying you, and that's why you are going decreasing, that's why your improvements are not there. And you are believing on them. Yes, you are right. This kind of struggling in my life is going on. But it is normal in everyone's life. Do a karma, then tell them. The fact is your own. The mood is overall emotionally, quality of literary work, the writer's choice of language, subject matter, satisfaction, and the tone all contributions to convey a mood that help draw the reader into the experience of the character. As you read, ask yourself, how does Narayan create pair with pursue mood that helps me relate the time and culture different from mine? Let's start the story of Arjun Narayan and astrologers. The story is open at the midday. It means in the noon time. Punctual at midday, he opened his bag. It means astrology. Remain there and spread out his professional equipments. Which kind of professional equipments of astrologers has? I told you that a big mirror, a big book, which consists of a dozen of brocades and a square piece of cloth in which we put a book, with also mystic chart on it, a notebook, and a bundle of plymouth. Right, his forehead was splashed with scared S, that is called dark or a channel. Anyone, many astrologers uses the S, many astrologers use the channel. They put the sign on his forehead. In his eyes sparkled with a sharp abnormal glare, which was really an outcome. Continued searching to look for customers. There is a sparkle on his eyes, and because of this sparkle, the customers affected on that. The customers want to go there. But with his simple client to be a prophetic client and felt comforted. The power of his eyes was considerably unjust. It means nobody can assume it. To make better their position, placed as they were between the painted forehead and the dark whiskers, which streamed down on his cheek. It means cheeks are going up. Even half-lit eyes, actually they are not fully wisdom person. There is half-lit because they can know the psychology, they can know the face read, and that's why half-lit word is used there. Half they consume and half they don't. Would sparkle in his head. To crown the effect, he would a saffron color turban. Mostly you know that the sadhu, the saint, the preacher used to wear a turban, and the color of the turban was mostly a saffron color. It means the orange color. Actually, orange color is the symbol of saint. Mostly saint, you know that. The clothes, the color of clothes is also saffron. The color of turban is also saffron. So, saffron color is the color for the saint, for the sadhus. Now, it is white color, as you know that. I don't want to tell the name of white color, sadhu's name, but you know that the white color, what is going between the curtain of white color. To crown the effect, he would saffron color, turban around his head. This color seems never fade. People were attracted to him, as bees are attracted to columns of Bela's top. All the people want to meet the saint, the astrologer. They are very gathering, they are rushed to meet him. As you know the series of ashram, you know that, how the persons are crazy about the saint. He said under the gods of spreading the turmeric tree in the village. Now they are not friend in the country, which planned a path running through town hall park. It was a remarkable place in many ways. A surging crowd was always moving up and down this narrow road, morning till night. What would happen with that astrologer? What will happen with that Guru Nayak? We will see in our next video. Have a nice day.